Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is Casey with Seraphim Siren Tarot. Today's pick a card is going to be about the person on your mind and their current thoughts, feelings, intentions, what they might be hiding, what kind of secrets they might have. We just kind of dive in and see where spirit guides us. We do kind of look at the more shadowy, sensual side of this connection. So, take a deep breath, set your intention, and I will go ahead and pile 1, 2, and 3. Let's see what cards we get. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Okay, that's a little messy, but let's just see what we have. Okay. Okay, so pile 1. We have this adorable little trinket. It actually is, goes on a necklace, but it holds the major arcana inside, if you can see. So, it's got a little flower on it. And your card, 23, mice, loss, stress, and anxiety. Pile 2, we have this shark tooth. And your card, the owl, number 37, wisdom, insight, and knowledge. And pile 3, we have the call of the crow. And it's this adorable little bottle. It has this little feather inside. And the card is number 16, stars, hope, inspiration, and guidance. All right, I'm gonna leave you for a moment to kind of take a deep breath and go to whichever pile calls to you. If you feel like you have messages in more than one pile, always honor your intuition. You will know that a message is for you. If it is not for you, this is a collective reading, but I do offer personal readings, and all that information is located down below along with the timestamps in the pinned comment and the description box. So kind of take a deep breath, relax, choose your pile, and I will see you there. Thank you so much, y'all. Okay, bye. Hey, y'all. Hi, pile 1. If you chose this adorable little locket that has the Major Arcana inside. Okay. So cute. um, see the little foal popping out there. All right. This is going to be your reading. We also have the card Mice. Number 23, loss, stress, and anxiety. So, right off the bat, um, what's coming to mind is I'm not sure if you guys watch the show, The Bear, but it's um, it's quite a fast-paced show, and there's lots of stress, anxiety, but it's all being done for the love of what they have, for the art, the family that they have created. um, but it seems like one thing after another keeps happening. Just one more challenge to overcome. um, it just seems like loss after loss after loss. So this could have something to do with family, friends. When I see the number 23, it reduces to 5, which is the Hierophant. And that is um, limiting self beliefs, it's religious factors, commitment, um, traditions, maybe different morals, different values. Um, but 2 is a number of decision, partnership. 3 is a number of growth and expansion. And I just keep hearing 3 blind mice. See how they run. So I feel like your person is someone who is constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop. Um, and always remember, this is a general reading. The energies can always flip flop. So if it resonates um, as your energy, always take what resonates and let the rest go. I do offer personal readings, so that information's down below. This is for everybody. So only some of these messages might fit. So yeah. This also could have something to do with a scarcity mindset. Financial stress. But 3 is Empress energy, and 2 is High Priestess energy. Um, being secretive, you get that secretive energy, but you have that ultimate, like, just love, beauty, family, um, with the High Priestess energy. So let's see. I feel like you might both be running a little blind in this connection. So let's see what we can figure out. I'm going to pull a few oracle cards. How wants person? Okay. We've got the story. All right. Yeah. My goodness. So let's get one more or two. And then the bottom, which I'm going to leave just like that for now. So let's see what we got here. So, forward movement, taking action, willingness to do the work, and taking control of the situation. I'm getting that song, Creature in the Black Night from Dayseeker. Hmm. Okay, so this is very much giving it almost feels like something that you have been like you have been willing to move forward here. You have been willing to do the work. You have been willing to, you know, take control of the communication, trying to feel um, I think manifestation, manifesting dreams, your power is activated, everything is flowing easily. Okay, so, okay. Not amused, fed up, don't care anymore, hard to please. And look, yeah. Fair is fair, justice, balance, mutual benefit. The moon, fears, insecurity. Things are not as they seem. There's information yet to be revealed. So there's that high priestess energy, Um, forward movement, taking action. This is kind of, um, this is giving chariot meets the Eight of Wands. Like, they want to come in. They want to come in quick. And this could be with communication, um, just revealing the secrets that they keep. I'm hearing when they're talking in their sleep. There's a lot of moon energy here. But, Halloween could be significant. Hmm. It almost looks like a bit of a timeline where you may have kind of just charged in, right? And by doing so, caused a lot of stress and anxiety just by being honest, being real. Um, I think authenticity flows from you very easily. That's kind of one of your superpowers, Um, like you have made friends with your demons, but you still don't know what your persons are. And you want to know, you want to learn about your person, you want to help your person, but you can't help your person. They're the only ones that can do that. You can love them, but you can't heal them. Hmm. Something could be going on, Libra energy here, but with balancing and justice. Um, there are these mushrooms back here. They are the little red and white spotted, the magic mushrooms. um, but it's real. It's really confusing, I think, because you just want this balance, this fairness. You give and you want to receive, but you don't feel like, look at that itty bitty. And there's not even anybody filling out this jacket here. This is just an empty jacket. And all you want is just a little bit of reassurance. This could have to do with your inner child or actual children. It almost looks as if she's pregnant here. This could have something to do with actual, like, with something actually like being tied up legally with something, which is why there's lots of stress and anxiety. Could be something to do with child support or on the bottom, nature calls. Ground yourself, connect with nature, and take a breather. So, overall, you're being just kind of being led to take care of yourself, right? Because we started with loss, stress, anxiety, and here we are with, take a breather, connect with yourself, with nature. Um, it's because it's not as serious, and that's not to take away from the way you feel, because you are allowed to feel the seriousness of being fed up. I'm hearing that song by Phil Collins, Don't Care Anymore. And you might not. You might be at a point where you were ready and willing to take action, but there was so much. I mean, I feel like you could have been catalysts for each other. Um, Mirroring those insecurities and fears. I think they've been keeping secrets And I think you're fed up with it. I think you just wanted a little bit of fairness. And so you might have ultimately just got fed up and walked away. Let's see what the tarot says. I just saw 15:55 on the timer. There was something turned over. I know I saw something turned over. Okay. Taking action. There it is. Gossip only hurts more. Now I'm getting the hiccups. Wow. Okay. Okay. Let me get all these out before. Oh, manifestation. I feel the same way. That's the Two of Cups. Reach out. No. I want you to choose. Okay, come on now. Fair is fair. No, 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 no. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Spirit. Let's just pop these over here. We'll see what's going on with those in a second. Let's see what story Spirit wants us to go. All right. Okay, so gossip only hurts more. This makes me feel like the reason the connection has not been and this isn't to say that there's anything wrong with you, and because there's not. If anything, your person, and I'm not trying to say shitty things about your person either, but it feels like your person is very much caught in their ego, very much trying to control their situation the best way that they know how. And you are just not part of that. They want to keep you a secret. They don't want to let you in on their life, their what's underneath the mask. They are driven by ego and what people see. And it's sad because I think you just really wanted to be seen. Not by anybody else, but by them. But so this reaching out could have been on your part. This could be you waiting for them to reach out. But we've got, I feel the same way. And that's Two of Cups energy. That is, you know, two is a decision. It's a number of that, High Priestess energy. And those secrets, they're not reaching out and telling you these. 12 is also Pisces energy with the Hanged Man and a new perspective. And I think you might just be, or you might have been just waiting, trying to manifest this, trying to do all that you could. But, you know, they things had to slow down. Um, with that Chariot energy, number 7, Cancer. Um, January 27th could be significant. But I'm also seeing 9 here, and that's Hermit energy with Virgo. It's like this really did kind of like sneak up on your person, even though it's what they thought they wanted. You tried to give them, I'm hearing, enjoy the silence, Depeche Mode. It's like all I ever wanted, all I ever needed is here. Um, Words are very unnecessary and they can only do harm. Maybe that's what your person, yeah, can't even look at you right now. I just want space. So we have, oh, look, 12 again. 12 could be significant. Um, December 12th. Um, but the 5 is change. It's, and 1 is a new beginning. But 5 is change. And it's also that Hierophant energy that we were discussing before. It's very much like they just can't. They can't even look at you. And it might be even just for shame that they have not treated you in the right way. Like that, in a way they need space from it because it hurts them to think about what they've put you through. Because I think you have kind of made some, I think you've kind of made some waves. And we do have 11 here, which is justice again. But it's also strength. In some tarot, they do switch. 6 is unconditional love and healing. It's also lovers with Gemini energy, choice of the heart. I just want you all the time. Yeah, they do. And I keep trying to. They're really afraid of getting burned. They are. We've got 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. Another 7 here. I just wish things were different. Why can't they be? And this is funny as well because 8 and 6 is 14, which is balance, that healing balance of temperance. And 8 is strength, Leo energy. I just wish things were different. want to start a family with you. I have so much desire for you. I miss you. Do you? I want you to choose. So there's obviously a lot of desire. There's a lot of desire um, to have this passionate new start. I'm seeing 15, which is devil energy. I think there's a very, this is Ace of Wands, so it's a very, very seductive energy. Um, I have 17 here, which is the star, which is healing and possible reunion. If there's something you recognize that there is a choice to be made, then that could be your message there. But this is Ten of Pentacles. This is, you know, this is the whole thing, you know. That, but it feels really almost, I keep coming back to this shallow feeling of just, it's almost like your person's energy. Like they feel selfish, they feel shallow, they feel ashamed. But it all comes down to it's what, it's the, it's not, there's not even any way to explain it. It's a never ending battle. And I think you're fed up. Let's see what messages. I'm going to go ahead and clean this up real quick. Now, again, only take what resonates. I did need to see what's on the bottom here. Oh, goodness. Oh, there's that devil energy. I'm obsessed with your body. I lie awake thinking about our future and about how this would be your third 7 too. 777. You are my everything. All right. So, yeah, there's a little bit of obsession here. You're my obsession. Let's go ahead and see. Excuse me. Slippery. Okay, pile 1. What would they say? Look at that. Your mixed signals drive me crazy. Yeah. I'm trying to live without you. Yeah, you're done. You're fed up. Or this is what your person is trying to do and having a tough time. What would they say to you, Helen? I pretend I don't care, but that's a big fat lie. Mm-hmm. Look at this adorable this little raccoon. This deer. I honestly don't know what I want. We used to be so good together. Yeah, it's giving twin souls. On the bottom, you got me on hold at your command. And that pisses you off. That's why you need that breather. That's why you walked away. That's why you're fed up. Hmm. I wouldn't put it past you. Oof. Okay. So, I'm going to leave it there, pile one. Thank you so much for being here. If this resonated, please, I always like to do a little secret symbol. Leave me a little raccoon emoji. Yeah, leave me a raccoon emoji if your person has turned from a teddy bear into a trash panda. Oh my gosh. Guys, these kind of connections, they are without a doubt a blessing and a curse. And it really is all up to you and your person. And, you can only love them. You can't save them, right? They have to save themselves. But you got me on hold at your command. Yeah. So forgive yourself for knowing that you'll always be there for this person. But do that in a way of, focusing that energy on yourself. And, they know. They know. They know. But you are going to have to maybe be okay with never knowing. You may never hear from your person again. You may hear from them tomorrow. But you have to kind of let that go into the universe, and, you got to trust that what's meant for you will find you. So again, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in the next one. Okay. Also, I have this little, what was supposed to, it's like a little pile outro. So if you don't feel like looking down below, I have like a quick little outro commercial. I'm neurospicy, so I just like colors. I like playing with all the different whatever they're called, the little effects and whatnot. And I love music, so tell me what you think. But anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you later. Bye. So you chose this shark's tooth. I just heard um sharp tooth from Land Before Time. And then your card is the owl, number 37. Wisdom, insight, and knowledge. And what is that there? Is that like his little heart? All right, so this feels like you have maybe gained some wisdom, insight, knowledge that has been very, very sharp, very biting. Very intense. Three is about growth and expansion. Seven is the chariot, Cancer energy. Three, Empress energy. Um, hmm. Yeah, something has brought some growth, some expansion, maybe even, I do not know why that is bothering me so much. Reduces to 10. 10 is a cycle. Let's see what comes out with the oracles. Take a deep breath, think about your person. Pile 2. Spirit 1. Okay. Straw into gold. Alchemy. Reviving what was lost. Creating something out of nothing. The young, children, youthful spirit, inner child healing. I did mention a little bit of this in pile 1. So if you felt called, you may have messages there. Oh my goodness. This came out in pile 1. And I just saw the moon card, which also came out in pile 1. Pile 2. Miss Lazy Daisy. Lack of action, procrastination, reluctance to make an effort. That's interesting because the first card out was taking action in pile 1. So forward movement, but this is lack of action. So this could be a pile that is mirrored energy. So it could be, your person's energy in this pile, and yours in pile 1, or vice versa, if that is something that resonates. This is a general reading, so always make sure to only take what resonates. You never want to force anything to make it fit. If you do want something more personal, I do offer private readings. The information is down below. Let's see what's on the bottom here. Use your head. Give it some thought, think logically and rationally. Don't let emotions control you. Mm, that's being the overall energy. This does actually seem like the opposite of what we were talking about in pile one. So, okay, so the wisdom, the insight, the knowledge, reviving what was lost, creating something out of nothing, alchemy. I think your person sees you as this fairy tale, this miracle maker. You know, you turned the dark into light for them. You started to help revive their heart. Hmm. But they're still so far away from you. I just noticed that this, I don't know, it's a spindle, but it looked like a little ship's wheel to me for a second. This card always unnerves me. In a way, it makes me feel like a toxic way of thinking as far as your inner child and a need to heal that. Um, or a toxic situation involving um, family, children, the ex. You have these two swans, which is that soulmate energy. Hmm. This is almost kind of like um, Aphrodite and Eros. You see how he's got these little wings. Hmm. Okay, so youthful spirit. Look at how she's looking towards that card. Manifesting dreams, your power is activated. Everything is flowing easily. This feels this feels like an more of a spiritual understanding because I don't believe there's any actual contact or revelations of anything. There's a reluctance to take any action. The biggest thing here is logically, rationally thinking until I mean, just always thinking. Emotions never being allowed to enter the chat. um, but they know that you sit and you wait. Hmm. So sad. And I think you are becoming very much to a point where you're starting to understand that there's been enough time to think your person, this is where you hear the phrase, if they show you who they are, believe them the first time. If they want to be secretive, if they want to be immature, if they want to be forever in that victim mentality, or even that they they see all this beauty and magic in you, but they don't want to even acknowledge it. And that's the kind of shit that doesn't get any better, guys. You know? And I think you are becoming much more knowledgeable about these cycles and how, you've given them time. Now you're at a point where you're not manifesting dreams. You have activated this intuition, that knowing that your person's reluctance to make the effort, the lack of action, the procrastination, you know that you deserve better than that, pile two. Let's see what the tarot says. What's going on with pile two's person? What will they say? Will you choose me? Okay, so already I've got some issues here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we are choosing violence today. Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much, you guys. So my my OCD is off the charts right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and just keep going. Oh my. Okay, listen. Let's go ahead and I figured out what to use this for. Um. Okay, so yes, I'm starting to hear that song. Show me those pretty white jaws. Show me where the delicate stops. Show me what you've lost. Why are you always taking it slow? Show me the wounds you've got. Show me love. Yeah. No, that's Jaws by Sleep Token. But we've got six with unconditional love and healing. Lover's energy choice of the heart. Will you choose them? So this could be um, third party energy. And like I was saying earlier, um, and this was in pile one, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. The your person, it's either you or your person who fears not being chosen, being rejected. Um, and that's something we have 10. So 10, 10. That's something that just continues to be cycled through. I need more time. So we have 4, 4 here. Um, 4 is a number of stability. It's a number of foundation. It is a number that is home. It's a feeling of home. So again, there could be something going on within the home. Hmm. We also have 8, which is strength. Hmm. I think we should see other people. And this love scares me. So, yeah. I think your person could be looking for someone better. And that's hard to hear because there's nothing wrong with you, pile 2. You deserve justice in this love. You're just as scared, but you were brave. You showed courage. .311 could be significant. I'm hearing amber is the color of your energy. Whoa. Also, love song. Mm. by 311. On the bottom, I need more balance. Yeah. There needs to be balance. There needs to be a choice, a decision made. Um, we have 13 here, and that's death and transformation. So it feels like there could be this dark night of the soul, right? That is taken over. Um, but if your person is someone who wants would rather fulfill their ego than their heart, I mean, it's better that you find that out now. You want somebody that'll be strong enough to love you the way that you love, which no one's going to love you the way that you love, right? Because we're all different. But someone who's interested would at least try instead of constantly ignoring, being busy. When they know damn well they want to hold you, they want love from you. They see you as the ultimate, like, wish fulfillment, but it's always about thinking before you act. And that keeps them from using their mouth. Because this is the higher self, this is spirit, but it's also for me the throat chakra, and it keeps them silent. It keeps them hidden, selfish. Nine of Cups again. And there's that devil energy, but they want a new fresh start of the heart with that green. It is what it is. Pile 2, if it resonates that you have drawn any of these very important conclusions from, any insights, any intuition, like, follow that. You're the only one who knows. But it just feels like you're so sad. And you're so fucking fed up. Which, by the way, came out in pile 1 in this area. Yeah, right here. This was here, and this was fed up. And this just feels like you're tired. You're tired of trying. I'm hearing that song by Hailstorm, Tired of Trying. Tired of trying. Okay. So, yeah, make sure that you're only taking messages that resonate. If you have to force it, it's not for you. This is a general reading for the collective. So we're going to get some messages, but if you want something more personal, of course, I am open for private readings and that information can be found down below. So let's see what they would say. Oh my goodness. We're slowly drifting apart. We used to be so good together. This came out in pile 1. It gives me that twin soul vibe. I honestly don't know what I want. This came out in pile 1 as well. I'm focusing on the here and now. I'm hearing here and now, Luther Vandross. I'm wondering why we met. And I think that is your biggest insight right now. I pretend I don't care, but that's a big fat lie. This came out in pile 1. It sits on the bottom. I release my past for a better future. Thoughts of contacting you stresses me out. I wouldn't put it past you. That came out in pile 1 too. So definitely check out pile 1 if you feel like you might have some more messages there. My weakened heart is finally healing. And look, there's her with the clock. I'm going through a dark night of the soul. Yeah. So depending on where you are in your journey, this is kind of like a little bit of a timeline. But just know that you deserve so much love. And don't ever let anybody make you feel like you're undeserving. You're somebody's trophy. You might not be this person's trophy, but that's, their loss. And that's how you should look at it. You dodged a bullet, maybe. How about that? But, okay, I'm going to leave it here, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I see 28:28 on the timer, so 10:10. Could be significant. Again, getting a little bit of Halloween energy there. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. And I really hope that you continue to come back and see me. If you are still here watching, I always like to give a little secret shout out to those that make it to the end, and ask to leave me a special emoji. So leave me a shark emoji. Yeah, I never get to see that. Let's leave a shark emoji. Okay, guys, thank you so much for being here, and I'm sending you so much love, warm soul hugs. If you want to check out my little commercial that I put together for the ending of my piles, just, my little neurospicy way of letting you see what's going on. And yeah, that is coming up in a few seconds. So I love you guys, and I hope to see you in the next one. Okay, bye. Hey, pile three. If you chose this beautiful little crow feather in this little Call of the Crows jar, it's going to be your reading. I can already tell that the connection we are talking about is a very, very slow burn. Um, Maybe even since a teenager. And I'm hearing that part of the song from Hailstorm Heavy. She says, I plucked the feather of a crow at thir- wait. I plucked the feather from a crow so I could fly since I was 13 years old. I've had my fist to the sky. Look at how long it is taking for this to just. Like, I feel like I should start over, but it's like you are trying so hard to keep the fire burning, to ignite the flame, and it's only very briefly, and then, you know, I mean, that's kind of, it hasn't taken this long before. Well, I mean, not tonight. This stick has been burning quite well. I just can't believe. So, for me, this is a sign that right now it's definitely, especially with the crow energy, it's very spiritual, the bond. But yeah, look at that. Okay, so we have stars, hope, inspiration, guidance. But number 16 in tarot, that's the tower. Um, but the star is is healing, is a wish fulfillment, maybe even reconciliation. That stick certainly was able to catch on fire. um okay, so 16 reduces to 7. That's Cancer energy with that Chariot. Hope, inspiration, and guidance. Okay, let's see. The Oracle says take a deep breath, think about your person. Pile 3, what's going on? Pile 3's person. And that's the bottom. All right, let's see what we got here. Well, the first one that turned over is that Beauty and the Beast. Major differences. Feeling love life is cursed and desperately looking for true love. Mm. Okay. A loyal companion. Loyal and devoted, unconditional love and protection. Voodoo doll. Manipulation. Scheming and controlling and bad influences. There's a lot of blue. Ancient history. Ancestral karma. Gifts from the ancestors and someone you have a past life with. I was going to say spirit guides with this guidance here. Um, so that could be significant for you. Maybe lots of signs and synchronicities lately. This kind of always creeps me out a little bit because you see all these little alligators, you see their eyes, they're like human eyes. Humanize. Humanized. 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 Maybe your person feels like I just started hearing that song, More Human Than Human. Turn the world around with a skeleton hand. Tear my soul apart and I eat it some more. Huh. On the bottom, the Grim Reaper. Wow. Breakup, divorce, clearing away the old, cutting something or someone off. Yeah. This has been quite the collective tonight with these readings because it's like everything comes back to you being guided towards your highest good. I mean, there's not one happy face here. It's like you came along, you were loyal, devoted, you were loving unconditionally. You showed this person colors they've never even it's like their world was so grim. And you came along and you were the technicolor, like you were so beautiful and so devoted for so long. They thought you could just be scheming, controlling, manipulating. You thought they could be manipulating or being manipulated by bad influences. But someone feels cursed. I just heard generational trauma. Um, let's see what the tarot says. Go ahead and set that over here. I had an incident in pile two where that just my OCD just set off because dropped and my goodness. Pile three, what's going on? I feel the same way. Two of Cups. So, soulmate energy. Hmm. Wow, okay. Wow. So the sun. This is the happiest card in the deck. This is yes, yes, yes. And then we have light. You are their guiding light, their inspiration, their hope. Until you came along, they saw everything in black and white. And now they see in color. And this is a card of, your higher self or spirit. But I also see it, the blue, as with the throat chakra. There's a lot of blue here. So there's a lot of things that aren't being said, especially the fact that all of your intuitive feelings, you're right. You're right. Always trust yourself. Your person or you could be a little neurospicy. I'm seeming to have a little bit of an OCD kick here. And then let's get one more. Grim Reaper. Knew it. Well, that's definitely some devil energy here, Capricorn. I always hear this song from Hailstorm, Conflicted. I'm conflicted. This addiction's got me twisted on you. So maybe you could be coming to the understanding that you are right about your intuition, right? You know they feel the same way. You know they love you. You know you've brought them light. But how much have they hurt you by keeping that from you? And if they can't tell you now, if they can't communicate or comprehend what you've communicated, then that's something that you've got to you got to get rid of that. You can keep a safe space for your person if that's what you want. If you want to continue to hope There's nothing wrong with that. But what is something you need to do is to take all of that, all of that unconditional love, all that devotion, protection. You need to put that into yourself. Because your person really, maybe because of betrayal wounds, maybe because of traumatic breakups, divorce, um, family issues, major differences between you. This, how they see you, um, your beautiful light, the fact that you make them feel this way, um, it makes them feel like you're too good to be true. You're desperate for love, and you're scheming and trying to manipulate them in some way. And that is not on you, pile 3. That is something they have to heal within themselves. Seek professional advice. Yeah, they have to start looking within themselves. They may have started to seek out actual professional advice. Doesn't mean they're going to tell you. But look, will you choose me? So there's some choice here. I think so. I want. Okay, guys. So it's like a conversation here. So, um, will you choose me? I think so, yes. But no, I want you to choose. No, I want you to be more selfish. Wait. Reach out. Look at that. 17. Star energy. 7 is Cancer with the Chariot. So that's that halt on that movement of reaching out and being able to make whatever this choice is, to even just tell you something that they wish or dream for, or that they even just want you. At 15, got 777. Worry, dreaming, wanting, waiting. Now I'm hearing justify my love. I would do anything for you, but I won't do that. I won't tell you. I won't tell you. But you matter. Let me have you. Okay. So, yes. Um, yeah. So, remember to only take what resonates, guys. This is a collective reading. So, not all the messages are going to be for you. I do have a lot of people that watch all the way through. So there very well could be messages in each pile. So if you feel called, definitely check that out. Don't force anything to fit. If you are interested in something more personal, I do have private readings available. All that information's down below. Now I'm going to get some messages. I'm going to see what they would say. Okay. Thoughts of contacting you stresses me out. Stress was the card in pile one. I don't know how long I'll wait. Yeah, we have that wait card. I have some tricks up my sleeve. There's that voodoo in blue. You know, manipulation. It's like the Seven of Swords in tarot. It's like it's not necessarily the like it can be like one of the worst cards in the deck as far as being shady, lying, um, deceitful. Um, but it can also be in a way that where they're just trying to be strategic. But again, it's tricky. And when you're being tricky, now I'm hearing tricky, 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 trick, 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 tricky. Um, but yeah, look, I'm holding a light for you. This is that twin flame energy that, I will always be here waiting. And they know it. You make me feel confident and sexy. And that could be a reason. That really could be a reason why you hold the light for them. I feel like nobody's ever made you feel the way that they do. It's like you argue with yourself. Like, should you reach out? Should you wait? Should you try to it's almost like, she's carrying she's carrying like a bowl of ice cream or something, like something sweet. So it's like you trying to be sweet, happy, um, trying to help inspire and guide, and that to them, that makes them feel like you're trying to trick them in some kind of way. Like nobody can be this sweet. It's giving like, you want some candy, little girl? Yeah, like, or little boy. I mean, it's like, yeah. You might also, that might be with one of the tricks that you use. You might have a very strong flame, a very strong spicy connection, and you may just reduce yourself to, and it's not really like you're doing it to seem desperate, or you're just really trying to find something to connect with your person. And if that's one of the only ways that you're able to connect, maybe that's their love language, maybe it's yours too. But you just want to connect. And I feel like at this point, you've tried everything and waited, and you don't know how much longer you should wait. I'm afraid to lose you. You're not even mine. Yeah. I'm hearing the song Mine from Sleep Token and also Hailstorm. Two very different songs, but the lyrics could be significant here. I think in the Hailstorm song she says something like, I will wear you down because you're mine. I will break your heart. I will leave you in pieces because you're mine. Yeah. And then Sleep Token's version of mine is kind of like, you will be mine. Kind of like singing your soul out. Says, I'm not your typical type. And I've felt this a lot here, where if your person is stuck in their ego, then, and they feel like they have something to prove, that they deserve, you know, someone who is probably doesn't even exist, right? Somebody so perfect. It's like, good luck with that. Especially with your communication skills, is what I just heard. I think, yeah, I think you are stressed to the max. I think all you wanted was some honesty. And I think you're finally realizing that it's not worth the stress. Our sex drives aren't compatible. Wow, okay. I watch your every move. So yeah, they could be keeping their eye on you, especially no contact. There's definitely some energy there of a bit of a spy energy. What else? You show me what it's like to be happy again. And look, there's an owl, which was pile 2. And then we share unhealthy trauma bonds. Yeah. And that, unfortunately, that is something that's kind of common with, karmic soulmates, twin flame. I mean, it's just, it's, when you've both experienced trauma, maybe even from childhood, it is a bond that you feel so strongly about. Like, you just can't help but try because you don't want to see your person suffer. But you've done your best, pile 3. I'm waiting for a sign from you. That's the best you can do. It's the best that you can do. My body feels fine, but my heart feels empty. And you shouldn't feel that way. You deserve so much more than that. So, again, don't force anything to fit, because this is a collective reading. If you are interested in a private reading, if you wait a few moments, I do have a follow up, like little outro kind of commercial, I guess. I don't know. I'm neurospicy. I like to make little things. So it's just a little quick little thing that kind of lets you know the things that I have available. Um, but yeah, all that information is down below. I do have private readings open. Thank you so much for being here. If you're still here, I do love to see who makes it to the end. And so I always have like this little secret emoji. So if you're still here, leave me a, just go ahead and leave me a feather. Leave me a feather emoji. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Again, I am sending you so much love, warm soul hugs, and I hope that wherever you are, wherever you're doing, you know that you are so beautiful and so worthy of the same light and love that you give to others. And you need to give some of that to yourself. Your cup's empty, you need to fill it. You can't heal them, they can only heal themselves. But you can love them, you can have a safe space for them. And you can do that without making yourself feel empty and like you're not even being seen. Oh, I just got a song. Oh, that makes me want to cry. Someone Else's Star. I think that's Brian White. I guess I must be wishing on someone else's star. All right, guys. I'm gonna leave before I start just. Let's do a little. Oops. Do a little sound clearing, and yeah. Thank you so much for being here. If this resonated, go ahead and let me know down below. I love hearing what synced up for you, what confirmations came through. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next one, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Just know I love you, and I hope to see you soon. Okay, bye.